Well, you've always been that way, you know.
No, and here's why I do. Most of you know I was a former sheriff, and Bill was my captain. Actually, he started out the first day I fired him 3 times. He did, but he got over that. Then he was my sergeant. He came up through the ranks, took the testing, became a lieutenant, and then became my captain. And I want to tell you, you cannot support a finer person than Bill Gutzwiller. He's honest.
Yes.
He cares about this county. And I will be very straightforward. The sheriff that's in there today cares about himself. He doesn't care about the deputies. He doesn't care about the people. He cares about himself. We need to get this back to where you have a sheriff that cares about the people, his deputies, and this county. And this is the man that will do it. Bill?
Thank you. You know, and I've made it very, very clear that I couldn't have achieved the rank of captain without mentors in the agency. And, you know, I could name off quite a few that I worked with for a number of years. You know, and Russ is in here. Russ and I worked together for a lot of years. And to me, and, you know, Kurt's here. He's one of the current deputies from the sheriff's office. We can't get this done unless we have the assistance from, you know, of course, the employees, law enforcement brothers and sisters, the community itself. But if you haven't seen the antics with this current sheriff, then you must live in a box somewhere. But just with the emergency lights that are on the cars now, why would you go retro when us as law enforcement, we look at making sure that our people working the streets every day have the latest and greatest equipment out there to protect them and protect the public safety. And the only reason you go retro is because this is a man that wants to get on the camera, wants to go out there and parade around in something that is inadequate for our law enforcement officials. It's a travesty in what he's done. And I can say that. I worked for the man for 4 years. I can say that. I know what he's all about. And I can tell you that we're going to give back to the community. We're going to be more community involved. And anybody that knows me from the agency and what we did, you know, we worked in the community on a regular basis. We went out there, we had basketball games, we had baseball games in the community, trying to bridge gaps and mend those fences with law enforcement in the community. And that's something we're going to instill and we're going to do. One of the biggest agenda items that we have and we plan on doing is a community advisory board. We want to hear from the public. Every month we're going to go out into the community in a different venue. We're going to have key individuals from the community sit on this board, and we're going to do Q&A with the public because we want to hear public input. We may be in Maple Grove one month. We may be in Saginaw Township the next month, Cottsville Township. Every month we're going to bounce it around. But keep in mind, when we do the Q&A, you're going to also hear from the board on our barricades, on our hurdles. And it could be County Board of Commissioners. It could be the controller. And we're going to be vocal about that. If we see something we adamantly need, and if we have those barriers, we're going to bring it to the public's attention. So it's a give and take. We're going to share information. Currently, that's not being done. We're going to be completely transparent. You're going to know where your tax dollars are going. I'm not going to do the frivolous spending that's going on. I'm not going to have 20 different style of uniforms at my house. We are going to standardize. There is going to be a chain of command. I'm not going to have little minions running around here every day in my office snitching people out left and right. There will be strict chain of command. Buck, you can appreciate this being a veteran all those years like you are, you know. You got to have a chain of command. So, and I am taking politics out of that office. We're going to have a public information officer similar to what the city does with Reggie. I do not need to be on camera. So those are some of the key things that we're going to do. And I know it's a political office, but please, politics do not need to be in that office. You need somebody in the office that's going to go from the grassroots, build it back up to where it should be, and Under Sheriff Brown was there. We were a very prestigious agency. People came to us to solve their problems and help them solve their crimes. Now it's a laughingstock. All across the state, people are laughing hysterically. Uniforms, cars, the way this guy looks or may not look, who knows? From week to week it's different. You know, they want stabilization, they want vision. And I can tell you, if we win this primary, that we will have a 5 and a 10-year vision for that agency, and we'll share that. We will have a table of organization drawn up before January 1st of next year. When we step into that office, people are going to know their assignments from day one. There will be no guessing.
We're gonna get it back, Dad. We're gonna get it back.
But we got to have the help from the community, I'll tell you. It's tough to beat an incumbent, and this guy's an entertainer. Every day he goes to work, if he goes to work, it's a role. He is an acting. He's in acting mode, and that's what he does. He thinks he leads people to believe he knows what he's doing. I'm going to tell you, he does not. So he's got this persona about him to have make people believe that he definitely knows what he's doing. And one thing in our campaign, we don't make promises. I don't care who you are, if you come